What's up everybody? Welcome back to Make It Kustom. I'm still working on the hammers. Yeah. I can't play with you right now. I'm trying to talk to them. Ah, Mr. Bossy. Let's go, Roscoe. Okay, so welcome back. We're working on the hammers. A couple of things have happened. I've had to change the jig a couple of different ways and make it a little bit better. And we're kind of troubleshooting the consistency of lining up the ends of the two pieces of the planishing hammer, like the two ends of each hoop. That's a very important measurement, so I'm kind of figuring that out along the way, and I think I got it down pretty good. So I'm going to explain it all in this video, where we're going with that and how it's all coming. Thanks a lot for watching Make It Kustom, everybody. Don't forget to like, click subscribe, hit notifications. Let's do some welding. All right, so I am working on the planishing hammer production right now. I've done a couple things to the jig that I think make it a lot better. One of the things that I did is I made these little adjuster screws that are tapered right here. And what these are doing, well, I'll tell you how I found out first, is one of the first hammers that came off of there, I put the shallowest radius die and clamped them together, and there was like a slight angle. It was off just a slight tiny bit, and I think that's because this here, the anvil holder that goes in, actually I'm gonna grab one. This supports the anvil. This is the anvil holder, so it's like that when it's on the hammer. Each anvil slides in there, and it's got a taper for the weld. It's machined with a taper. This is made from 4130. And I've got it so it sort of slip fits on here. And if I weld one side before the other or whatever, which you have to, obviously, like because you're kind of welding all the way around it, it's gonna pull and mess around. So what these do is they tighten up and put pressure down on this so that it's, you know, perfectly machined surface to perfectly machined surface, holds it really flat. The other thing that I did was I made these bars up that just kind of center the tube itself. So it's long enough that it'll be able to do the same thing on the, like when I flip the jig over and do the top side of the hammer, it'll hold left and right on that as well. So it's been going pretty good. The other thing that I did to ensure, see, like I know that there's a tolerance when you bend tubes and when you weld as well. There's all kinds of stresses that go onto, you know, the tube here. Those stresses are, how should I put this? No matter what, if you weld something, you're putting some stress into it somewhere. So even though we're holding everything here and holding it as tight as we can, you know, machine surfaces and bolts that are tightening everything, when you put that much heat into something, it's affecting it. Just the same as it warps sheet metal. When you're fabricating at any time, it's gonna put stresses into it. And that was something that I was worried about, because the alignment of the head of this hammer is very important. That's why everything's machined and everything's, you know, really tight in the jig, is to try and hold everything as straight as possible, but no matter what, there's still gonna be forces on it. So I thought back, it's funny, I'm pretty sure I saw it, I don't even know where, if it was like Motorcycle Mania or something way back in the day. I think it was Jesse James building his Ginsu bike. If you know motorcycles, you probably know that bike. But anyway, he had all his stainless tubes coped perfectly, and he TIG welded it all in a frame jig. And something that he did before the end of the night to finish the frame is right by the headstock of the motorcycle. All 3 tubes, his 2 down tubes and his backbone, he heated them all up with a torch. And he explained that that was to release the stress in the motorcycle frame held in the frame jig after welding. So all those stresses get put onto it, and I've taken things out of jigs before, I've built motorcycle frames before where I have not done that, and when you pop it out of the jig, it kind of goes dunk, you know, like it makes like a little ting, and maybe it moves, you know, a 1/16 of an inch or something like that. But even a 1/16 of an inch, that's a problem for us. It's an inconsistency with this hammer that you don't want. You want to make sure that your dies line up. You don't want them to be on funny angles. Like, it's got to be what it's got to be. So after that long drawn out story, that's what I did, and it works amazing. So each hammer is like the tube gets put into the jig, then I heat it up to cherry red in this one spot on a bend, and then I go ahead and weld my machine parts in, and then finally weld these plates in. And when I pull it out of the jig, it is, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you right now. It works amazing. Like, with no bolt in the end here, and it's just held at this side, but with no bolt in the end, and everything's released, you can look right through that hole. It's not misaligned at all, and that's the measurement that is most important. Also, because we're going to be fabricating different arms for different machines, and I want all the arms to be interchangeable. If some guy's selling some lower jaws at, you know, sometime in the future, I want anybody that's bought any hammer to be able to buy those lower jaws, and they're going to fit their hammer. So over time, there cannot be an inconsistency happening. That's things that I'm worried about and things that I'm trying to work through. So now that I know everything's going good, I'm just smashing away, and we're getting these hammers pumped out. Okay, so I just finished welding this one up. We took the bolts out of the hinge. The front is not tightened down anymore. And I just want to show you what this does. We heated this up first and kind of let it relax a little bit. And now we've got just like beautiful alignment in here. It's got no movement. That is how I'm making sure that all of these are the same. So far we've got, I think 8 of them made, 9 of them made. Just gonna keep on keeping on. But I'm super stoked on that. I want to show you guys because that actually took some thought. I didn't really think in the beginning that I was gonna have to do that. And now I'm so glad that we figured that out because, you know, that's a major thing. Anyway, let's keep at it. They all turned out fantastic. They are all exactly the same distance from here to there on all of them. And like I said before, that was my big worry, but heating up and relaxing this part of the bend in the jig before welding, that did the trick. Super, super happy with that solve. It was actually something that was really worrying me. You know, how do you keep everything consistent? But anyway, 36s are done. It did add a little bit of time to doing these because you saw I had to weld, you know, this extra little bit on each side where that screw clamped on to the lower anvil holder there. So after it came out of the jig, we had to weld that spot, and then we also had to re-prep this part on all the bends as well. That's just part of it, something I didn't think I had to do, but lo and behold, I have to do it. So next up is going to be the 24-inch lower hoops. They're all prepped, ready to go. It's gonna be the exact same process. I'm gonna put them in the jig, and this all stays the same. This bar will still hit the same spot on those hoops as well to hold them centered. So this is fine. I have not yet added these pieces to this die yet, but I did make them. I think they're right here. So yeah, these guys. They're just a, what they call a long nut. Actually, it was a really long nut because I cut them in half. I made 2 out of 1. I didn't have enough Like they used to be really long. Yeah, same. Just milled a little bit there. So they're gonna go weld on the exact same way. I'm gonna get started. I'm hoping to get all these done, you know, in this video, but we'll see. Let's get this rolling. All right, we are looking good. We got all these dialed in. They're all welded up. They work the same way as the 36s. I heated up that one spot on all of them and then prepped them afterwards with the Walter Railmate. Quick little plug here. This is not paid at all, but I am super impressed by this tool. This is a Walter Railmate, and a friend of mine loaned me it. I'm gonna go buy one now. It's got this spring-loaded arm here that allows it to kind of conform, and it fits all the way around the tube. It's crazy. That thing's amazing. It does just a beautiful finish. You got all kinds of different consumables for it. If you got to do stuff like this, that's a great tool. My buddy Elio is in the shop helping me out here. This is Pepperoni Fab, Life with a Pepperoni. He's on Instagram and stuff. He's helping do all these little pieces here because we're going to move on to the top side of the hammer next. But this is where I'm going to end the video for now. I'm super happy we got, you know, half of all the hammers built. All the lower arms for all the hammers are done, and I'm happy with them. They're just awesome. I just want to say thank you everybody for watching and sticking with us. I know this isn't the car content stuff, and some of you guys like it, some of you guys don't. I've seen it in the comments, but thank you all for watching Make It Kustom. Don't forget to like, click subscribe, hit notifications. The next video is going to be a good one. It's kind of related to the last tucking hammer video, so stay tuned for that. I promise you guys are going to like that one. If you did like the tucking hammer video, you're going to like the next video that you see here. Okay, I wanted to mention a YouTube channel. It's called 3 Lefts Don't Make a Right. It's a podcast. It's with John Galanti and Lou Santiago, a couple of great guys, and they had me on there the other night on a Wednesday. It was live. I forgot to tell you guys about it. You guys could have watched it live, but it's on there now, so please go check it out. 3 Lefts Don't Make a Right. He interviews all kinds of great people in the car space, so if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely go check it out. And once again, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.